Schefter is up early with us this morning and has probably not put his phone down for 1 second in the last week, and that will continue. Shefty, free agency officially kicks off at noon, but so much is already going on. What's the most important thing right this minute?
Greeny, we are waiting to see where the quarterback carousel will stop spinning today, because at noon Eastern today, teams can start negotiating and reaching agreements with players. So technically, free agency does begin at noon today, though it's been going on for quite some time right now. We are watching the quarterback spots with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New York Giants, the Indianapolis Colts, the Seattle Seahawks, all the teams that have quarterback vacancies. But we'll start in Pittsburgh, because the Pittsburgh Steelers have been trying to get a deal done with Justin Fields that he has not signed off on. He's in Dubai. He's enjoying his latte this morning. He's not in any rush to get a deal done. And one of the And while the Pittsburgh Steelers are waiting for an answer from Justin Fields and trying to figure out what to do, the New York Giants also are in a similar predicament, because they appear to have eyes on Aaron Rodgers as well as other quarterbacks. But Aaron Rodgers is talking to the Giants as well. So does Aaron Rodgers go to New York again, stay in the same house that he's lived in, just have a different type of commute to the Giants training facility instead of the Jets training facility? Or does he opt for Pittsburgh in the event that that option even becomes available? So you have the Giants and Steelers waiting to fill jobs. Seattle obviously needs a quarterback. A lot of people believe Sam Darnold ultimately will wind up there, though they can't talk to him until afternoon today. The Indianapolis Colts are talking with or expected to be interested in Daniel Jones, the Vikings quarterback who Minnesota would like to bring back. Kirk Cousins is out there, and Atlanta has refused to move off of him right now. We'll see if the Falcons can be enticed to either trade or release him, which so far they said they're not willing to do. A lot of quarterback questions, and after a crazy day yesterday, Greeny, quarterbacks will be the most notable moves that we are expected to get today.
All right, Jeff, you have 2 texts. Go check those, and we'll come back to you in a minute. But let me go around the horn here. Orlovsky, critical question. And again, for anyone who was not paying attention to the news this weekend, DK Metcalf is now a Steeler, and that is an enormous part of this conversation. The Steelers are not in looking for a long-term rebuild. First of all, they never do. Second of all, this is a team that has been, hovering around the periphery of the playoffs and want to win a championship. Of the quarterback options at their disposal, Dan, which one gives them the best chance to compete for a title this year?
Sam Darnold. If I were the Pittsburgh Steelers, that would be target number 1. And if I was Sam Darnold, I would want to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ever since that DK Metcalf trade has happened, this has become the number 1 destination for the free agent quarterbacks, and it starts with Sam Darnold. Remember last year, the outstanding year in Minnesota, throwing to guys like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson. Plenty of weapons. That's now what Pittsburgh has. DK Metcalf, if they keep George Pickens, that's a huge part of this. Pat Freiermuth, I would want as a quarterback to throw to those guys. Offensive line in Pittsburgh, not good. It's got to get better. The run game, not good. It's got to get better. Imagine as a defense, you got to look at George Pickens and then DK Metcalf. No, I'm not playing those guys one-on-one consistently. That helps the run game, helps the quarterback play. So I think that transforms Pittsburgh's offense. I would want Sam Darnold. Here's the fascinating thing for me, Greeny, when it comes to this and hearing Shefty talk about it and lay it out. It really is right now going to become a bidding war between the Steelers and the Giants. Because if you're the Steelers, there's no way that you're just banking on Sam or Justin. Everyone's saying Sam's going to go to Seattle. Justin might go to the Jets. So if you're the Steelers, it's becoming a bidding war almost for Aaron Rodgers in competition with the Giants. And both those historically unbelievable organizations feel or should feel urgency to get that quarterback signed now.
So let me ask you the question this way, Teddy Bruschi. If you put Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers with DK Metcalf and George Pickens, and we all understand everything else that they have, are they a legitimate contender in the AFC?
I think they are. I mean, the defense is solid. I think the offense with Aaron Rodgers and those two receivers is going to be very good because I think he's the perfect quarterback to go there and have the cachet where those receivers look to him and say, all right, Aaron, we know the respect is there. And I think that's what you need when you have DK's a strong personality.
Yeah.
Great player, strong personality. So is George Pickens. And you don't really know how that dynamic's going to work in the first place. If George Pickens is still there come, the regular season, I mean, two receivers that desperately want the football. Mike Tomlin is going to be able to manage this. I understand that, but to have Aaron Rodgers dealing with that's the key. I mean, I think that is Justin Fields going to be able to capture as a leader what those two guys can do and the problems you can possibly have if things don't go right? With Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, that's the problem.
As a leader or as a passer, frankly, based upon his history. Tannenbaum, take me in the building. Go.
Yeah. So, Greg, I want to go back to what Ab said. It's really important for our listeners to understand this, which is all my experience tells me there's no chance that Justin Fields is going to be a Steeler, and here's why. You're managing simultaneously two timetables and two paths with two players. And you're saying to Justin Fields that if we don't agree by Sunday night, there's nothing new at 9:07 this morning that's going to happen between now and noon. So if I'm the quarterback of this process, Omar Khan, the GM of the Steelers, I'm telling the head coach and the owner, Fields is out. We gave him our last best offer last night, wherever he is on the world. He knows about DK Metcalf. He knows about Pickens. We have to assume he's out. Because if he was in, he would have been in by now, as we've seen countless times. Therefore, to Dan O's point, we are a million miles an hour on Aaron Rodgers right now. We are not getting off the phone with him because Fields is gone. We don't want Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers, we're in a win-now mode with DK Metcalf. And to me, when you start lining things up, Fields is out and Rodgers is trending towards the end.
Let me get Graziano in here. Go.
Fields is the guy that they have been trying to re-sign, and they haven't given up hope yet. I believe there's still a chance, regardless of. I respect what Mike T is saying, but my understanding is that Fields is still considering Pittsburgh, even though he wants to hear from other teams, wants to talk to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is, Pittsburgh's going to need somebody. Is he the ideal guy from Pittsburgh's standpoint? He comes with a lot of other stuff, right? Like he's not historically been, amenable to doing different offensive things than what he's comfortable with, right? Would they have to change around him, or would they be able to get him to change around them? And again, everybody keeps talking about Pittsburgh, they do need work on the offensive line. They do need work at running back. I don't know whether George Pickens is going to be on the team.